two interleague trades, one between the Pirates and the Brewers, and the other between the Mets and the Marlins. White Sox complete two new trades, one with the Astros and the other with their rival Dodgers. More news on a possible Juan Soto trade, and the Dodgers looking to pick up multi-time All-Star third baseman. This and more on MLB News. Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. Yes. Today we're back with more MLB news. I hope you guys all enjoy. If you do, don't be scared to leave a like and a comment. And let's hop straight into this one. First off, the Rangers acquired Kevin Plawecki from the Padres. This is just a small trade, probably a backup piece until Jonah Heim comes back, because Jonah Heim is to miss 2 to 3 weeks with a wrist strain surgery possible, so it could be even longer. So they wanted a third backup in case something happens with Sam Huff or Mitch Garver. So Kevin Plawecki, just a small move to get a platoon backup. Now moving on to a small news, but a pretty big one for a Reds fan. David Bell has signed a 3-year extension going through the 2026 season. When he started, I was iffy about him, but since this year, with the young core he's had, it looks like he's having a good impact on this team, and he's starting to feel comfortable, so I have to say that this is a very good move for him. Now moving on to the first of two interleague trades, the first one being the Brewers completing a trade with the Pittsburgh Pirates for Carlos Santana. The Pirates will be receiving 18-year-old prospect Johnny Severino, who is presently in rookie ball, so far having a great season. 872 OPS, a 250 average. Does not walk that much, but has a huge slugging, 4 home runs in 12 games with 2 doubles. A pretty good pickup, trying to make this guy a future big prospect. He is a shortstop and a third baseman. As for the Brewers, they received Carlos Santana. This is a good piece. Rowdy Tellez has recently fallen down due to an injury, so Carlos Santana will come and take his everyday role. I don't know if Rowdy Tellez will come back this year, but if he does, Santana will be moved probably to a bench bat to end a DH. It's a pretty good pickup. So far this year, he has a 732 OPS and a 98 OPS plus. So he's been above a league average, doing what he usually does, which is having high on base and a low batting average. 12 home runs in 94 game with the Pittsburgh Pirates. And it's funny because his biggest moment so far as a Pirate was hitting a walk-off home run versus the Brewers. So it's funny how it works. A pretty good trade, and it didn't cost them too much. Now moving on to the second interleague trade, which is between the Marlins and the Mets. Starting off with what the Mets receive, it's going to be two prospects. Marco Vargas, who is a 18-year-old kid out of Mexico, who is a hitter. He is a shortstop, third base, second base, so infielder. So far, he is in rookie ball this year with an 899 OPS, big slugging, huge on base. He has a 283 average, but a 457 on base. And has 38 walks to 22 strikeouts, so very, very good discipline. And their second prospect that they receive is Ronald Hernandez, who is also a 19-year-old catcher and designated hitter. So far, also in rookie ball, a 916 OPS, good slugging, good on base. Another guy with more walks than strikeouts, and is hitting for some power. So honestly, a very good haul for what the Mets gave up. And what the Mets gave up was their closer this year, David Robertson, coming off a great year last year. And I can probably say that this year he's been even better. So far in 44 innings, 40 appearances, has 14 saves, and I don't know if he's blown a save yet in the show, but has 48 strikeouts in those 44 innings, and has an ERA of 2.5 and an ERA plus of 202, so 102 above league average. A very good season, and this is going to become Marlins their closer, taking the role out of AJ Puck's hand because he's been struggling this year. A very good pickup, a veteran that can probably help this young team that is looking to try to make it to the playoffs. Now moving on, the first of two trades that the White Sox have made since the Lucas Giolito trade. First being trading away Kendall Graveman to Houston. Kendall Graveman having a pretty good year, 3.48 ERA in 45 games. He's had 8 saves, a whip at 1.2. He has an ERA plus of 1.26, so he's 26% better than league average. He's been very, very good, and I think this is a good pickup for Houston, getting some more bullpen piece like they like to have. Now moving on to what the Astros had to give up, and it's actually a pretty good pickup for the White Sox. It's catching a prospect, Corey Lee, who has played in the MLB a little bit this year. 12 games, 26 appearances. Didn't do too well, an OPS of 432, but like in 12 games, that's nothing. In the minors so far in AAA this year, he was about a league average hitter, but for a catcher to be a league average hitter, it's actually pretty good. In 68 games, he has a 283 average, so a high average, doesn't walk too much, and his slugging is about 400, but it's a very, very good pickup. The second catcher they have picked up in the last few days, and this is a very good one. This is kind of making the core that they're going to have. Now moving on to the biggest of the two trades, which is between the White Sox and the Dodgers. The White Sox picking up two more prospects in Nick Maestrini, who I think becomes like their top four, I think, prospects. I'm not sure. But so far this year in AA, he has struggled with a 4.76 ERA. He is a starter, 73 innings, has high strikeout stuff and a low whip. So he doesn't walk too many batters, but gives up a lot of hits. And the other prospect they pick up is Jordan Leisure, who is a 24-year-old relief pitcher. So far this year in AA, has a 3.09 ERA in 29 appearances, 35 innings, has pitched very, very well. A whip around one. He's a very good pickup, and I think he is a lefty. No, I'm wrong. He's a righty. So this is another good pickup for the White Sox, a team that's have traded all of their pitchers away, so they're trying to pick up. And they have also picked up Trace Thompson. Trace Thompson is on the 60-day DL, but I have to say it's a pretty good pickup for them. They don't lose nothing, so I do think it's a good pickup. A guy that they had in 2018, so they went and got him back. And if you get just an average Trace Thompson, he has pop. He plays pretty good defense. So this could be a sneaky pickup. So the Dodgers pick up two pitchers, one being relief pitcher Joe Kelly, who's a pretty good pickup coming back to LA. He's a guy that's not having a great season. Even his last two seasons have been pretty abysmal, if I'm being honest. But he's a very good depth piece, and I think he's a piece that's going to probably be better because he's going to be more comfortable being somewhere he's already been. And they've also picked up a starting pitcher, Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn having a terrible season this year, like his teammate Joe Kelly. But he's a workhorse. He's been in the league for so long, a veteran, and he is a guy that's been really, really good in the playoffs. And he's a veteran. He's going to help those young guys. I think this is a good pickup, and I don't think he can be worse than what he's shown. But he's an inning eater, so you're going to get somebody that at least is going to give you 6 innings every start. Now moving on to two of the biggest news. One regarding Juan Soto. They say Padres reported willing to listen to offers on Soto, but trade seen as unlikely. As I said, I don't expect him to get traded because they don't want to take a step back, the Padres. But if the right deal is there, they're probably not gonna turn it down. But it's gonna have to be a lot. Probably not as much that they gave up last year for him. But they're going to want some key pieces for right now and for the future. So it's kind of funny to see how the Padres will handle this. They've kind of seemed like they want to buy, but at the same time, they seem like they're going to sell on Hader and Snell. But it's intriguing. A Juan Soto deal is still possible. And now moving on to the biggest news that we've had. Not a trade, but regarding a possible trade, which is the Dodgers have discussed Nolan Arenado trade with the Cardinals. Nothing is sure, but they're saying that there's been some conversation, and it seemed like the conversation have been pretty intriguing because the Cardinals even went to Nolan Arenado and asked him if he'd be willing to move his no-trade clause because he is from California. So just imagine the Dodgers picking up Nolan Arenado. They can't get Shohei, so what do they do? Nolan Arenado would be an absolutely huge pickup for them. They haven't had a very good third baseman this year. It's been more of a role for a utility guys, so having an everyday third baseman you can depend on, a top 3 hitter in your lineup, plus an excellent defender and a guy to pair with your 1-2-3, which would probably be Mookie Betts, Freeman, and Nolan Arenado, would be absolutely incredible. It's not yet sure, and I don't know where the conversations are, but if there's a possibility, it would be pretty insane. And if there's a team that could be able to make that move and to accommodate what the Cardinals would want, I do expect it to be the Dodgers, because the Cardinals want pitching. If we're being honest, the Dodgers are loaded in pitching prospects. That's all I have time for today, and that's all the news we have. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you do, leave in the comment, what do you think the next piece will be? Will Juan Soto be traded? Will Nolan Arenado be traded? Tell me. I'd love to know your opinion, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.